Please welcome Andrew Yang.
But I guess you didn't know. As the center story goes, baby, now I got the flow. Cause I know it from the start. Baby, when you broke my heart, that I had to come again and show you that I win. Your love of mine. All those times I said that I love you. Your love of mine. Yes, I tried. Yes, I tried. Your love of mine.
Thank you, Iowa. Thank you so much. And thank you, Yang Gang. I love campaigning in Iowa because this is one of the only places in the entire country where democracy still works as it is intended. You know this, but I don't know if you realize just how much power is in this room tonight. I did the math, Iowa. Do you know how many Californians each of you is worth? 1,000 Californians each. When I look around this arena tonight, I do not just see 14,000 Iowans. I see 14 million Californians. That is the power in this room, the power to change the course of history. That's why it is a thrill to be back here and a privilege to address you all. Now, I'm a presidential candidate, yes, but I'm also a parent and a dad. How many of you all are parents? Yeah, my wife Evelyn is here with us tonight. We have 2 young boys, Christopher and Damien, and I'm running for president because of a thought that the parents here in this room have had, but we have been afraid to express. And it is this: our kids are not all right. They are not all right because we have left them a future far darker than the lives that we have led as their parents. Now, many of you think of me as a business guy, but for the last 7 years, I've been a nonprofit guy. I started a nonprofit called Venture for America that helped create thousands of jobs in cities like Detroit, Cleveland, St. Louis, Baltimore, and you know what I saw during these 7 years? I saw millions of young people who were not starting families, let alone businesses, because they couldn't pay their bills. I saw millions of young people who were buried under a mountain of debt and trapped in their parents' basements. I saw record high levels of anxiety, stress, depression, mental illness, even suicides and drug overdoses, to the point that our country's life expectancy has declined for 3 years in a row. First time in 100 years that has happened, Iowa. If you turned on cable news today, why would you think that Donald Trump is our president? Go ahead and shout something out. Someone who's not the Yang Gang. Russia, racism, Facebook, Hillary Clinton, emails, all mixed together. But I believe many of you know different. I'm a numbers guy, and the reason why Donald Trump is our president, the reason why he won your state by 8 points, is that we blasted away 40,000 manufacturing jobs right here in Iowa, and you saw all of those towns go from blue to red as it happened. And that did not just happen here in Iowa. We did it in Michigan, Ohio, Pennsylvania, Wisconsin, Missouri, all of the swing states that Donald Trump needed to win. We blasted away 4 million manufacturing jobs, and unfortunately, we are not stopping there, Iowa. How many of you have seen stores close where you work and live here in the state? Raise your hands. And why are those stores closing? It's a one-word answer. Amazon, that's right. Amazon's soaking up $20 billion in business every year, causing 30% of your stores and malls to close. How much did Amazon pay in federal taxes last year? That is your math, Iowa. 20 billion out, 0 back. 30% of your stores and malls close. The most common job in your state is retail clerk. 39-year-old woman making between $9 and $10 an hour. When her store closes, What is her next move going to be? I am a numbers guy, but you don't need the numbers. You just look around your communities. You see it when you walk into the CVS and the grocery store and you see the self-serve kiosk. You see your neighbor's kids addicted to drugs. You see the headlines where Google and Uber are working on trucks that can drive themselves. These are the real problems that got Donald Trump elected, the fact that more and more of us are feeling left behind. Experts are calling this economic transformation, this period, the fourth industrial revolution. When is the last time you heard a politician even breathe the words fourth industrial revolution? Just now, right? And I am barely a politician. These are the problems that got Donald Trump elected, and this is what you must solve. This is how you must use your power. Now, I want you all to ask yourselves for a moment, how is a man you'd never heard of 8 months ago speaking after Joe Biden and before Elizabeth Warren? How did a man you never heard of before raise $10 million last quarter in increments of only $30 each? So my fans are almost as cheap as Bernie's. It is because I know what the true nature of the problems are and how we can solve them. And it is up to you to take these solutions to the rest of the country to present a new way forward as fast as possible. Now, what is this new way forward? What is the vision? If you've heard anything about me and my campaign, you've heard this. There's an Asian man running for president who wants to give everyone $1,000 a month. And the first time you heard that, it sounded like a gimmick, too good to be true, but this is not my idea and it's not a new idea. Thomas Paine was for it at our founding. Martin Luther King fought for it in the 60s. 1,000 economists endorsed it. Congress, the US House of Representatives passed it twice in 1971, and 11 years later, one state passed a dividend where now everyone in that state gets between $1,000 and $2,000 a year, no questions asked. And what state is that? And how does Alaska pay for it? And what is the oil of the 21st century, Iowa? And gives me and millions of parents around the country the ability to look our children in the eyes and say, with truth in our hearts, your country loves you, your country values you, and you are going to be all right. Thank you very much, Iowa. Let's make history. Let's move the country forward together in 2020 and win this whole thing. I love Iowa. I love it here. Thank you.
The story goes, baby, now I got the flow, 'cause I know it from the start. Baby, when you broke my heart, that I had to come again and show you that I'd win. Your love of mine, all those times I said that I loved you. Your love of mine, yes I tried, yes I tried. Your love of mine, even though you knew I'd die for you. Show, 'cause what they didn't know was wrong, and all the nasty things you done. So baby, listen,